You're a deep thinker. I've gotten to know you a little bit. It's an attribute that comes in handy in a case like this. At what point did you begin to think this is not just about me being conned and this man taking advantage of a woman, which happens all over the world? This is about a person who might be conning the medical profession.
The very first clue I had was about 6 months before our wedding in November of 2014. And there was an article in the New York Times, and he was accused of scientific misconduct in Sweden at the place that gives the Nobel Prize in Medicine. That was the first time I had any inkling that anything was wrong. At the time, he defended it by saying, look, I'm a maverick, I'm a rebel, pioneers at the forefront of medicine get attacked all the time, their colleagues are jealous, and I'm just being, people want to take me down. And at the time, I believed him. I thought he was being unfairly maligned, but that was the beginning of finding out the truth.
The reality is, if he can con you, the person that he's proposing marriage to, you can con people who are scientific colleagues. And you think it's sort of immune spot, but he conned doctors, professors. He had faulty academic credentials.
Yep.
How did he get away with all of this fraud for so long? I mean, as a surgeon, I can't imagine letting this person come into my operating room and do things, traumatic things to people, without somehow figuring out that he was a fraud. But I'm sure it could have happened to me too.
It's like that movie, Catch Me If You Can. These con men are really good. They walk into a room, he has an air of confidence and arrogance about him, right? He just has this whole thing about him. And so if you walk into a place and you look like you belong there, and you have the credentials, people tend to believe you. And I think with successful people, we kind of suspend our doubts. We give these people a break because we look at them and we think, even if we have a doubt, we think, that makes no sense, right? This person would never lie to me. So that's part of it. The second hugely important part of it, it's embarrassing to admit you got conned. It was embarrassing for me to admit I got conned. So now you have prestigious institutions, doctors, scientists, people who have worked with him, collaborated with him, operated with him, financed him maybe. They don't want to admit they got conned. And so what happens is they don't say anything. And so there's this culture of silence, and the culture of silence allows us to continue because nobody wants to fess up and say, you know what, I got fooled, and therefore it allows him to continue.
It's like the emperor's not wearing clothes. Everyone says it's okay, so you say, well, if Benita thought it was okay, I mean, who am I to question this guy?
Exactly.
All right, up next, we take a closer look at the surgery Dr. Macchiarini performed that killed most of the patients. I'll say it again. He killed most of the patients he operated on, and it finally landed him in serious legal trouble.